twist called Jatara Parivartanasana. You can do this by lying down on your back with your legs bent. Shift your pelvis slightly to the right before lifting and rotating your legs to the left. Attempt to stack your knees and then tilt the top of your head a little to the left so you can more easily rotate your chin to the right. Allow your attention to include your whole body and the breath, however it happens to be. Notice how the inhale and the exhale compare in length and depth. And whatever you may have brought with you today to this practice, give your mind and body permission to be however they are. And when you're ready to steer your mind towards stability, clarity, and calmness, begin long, gentle breathing in and out through the nose if possible. And see if you can allow your breath to be long and fill your lungs from the bottom all the way up to the top. And gentle as you empty the lungs from the top down to the bottom. 2 more times. Feel free to relocate your right arm so you get good circulation to your fingertips. When you're ready to switch sides, return your head back to a neutral position and shift your pelvis twice as far to the left so you can more easily rotate your legs to the right. And then tilt just the top of your head to the right so you can more easily turn your chin to the left. You want to get the most benefit out of the time that you've invested in being here today, to begin Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing, by making a whispering sound at the back of your throat. A sound that resembles the ocean. As is the breath, so is the mind. So whatever comes up, try to keep your breath calm, peaceful, equanimous, as an anchor for your attention to be here now in your body so that you can sort out whatever's going on in your mind while approximating your chosen ideal. That's all you did today, was to simply Ujjayi breathe. This alone may be more beneficial than going through all the postures without the breath. So feel free to rest today anytime you want to catch your breath. When you're ready to move, bring your head back to a neutral position, your legs back to the middle, and your pelvis back to its ordinary position. Placing your hands on your knees, rock from side to side, and try to concentrate your attention inside of your body on what's happening while it's happening. So you can observe not only the obvious sensations, but even the subtle sensations. Feel free to rock front to back, and make your way to the table posture on the hands and knees. Upittakasana. Press into your fingertips first, then the palms, so you have a good foundation to strengthen your upper body with. For our first flow, I'll ask you to curl the toes under and straighten the legs in the plank pose, reaching the heels back and the head forward. Try to continue Ujjayi breathing as you optimally align the pelvis, the legs, and the feet. the spine, the arms, and the hands, and your head and neck in plank pose. On your next Ujjayi exhale, shift your pelvis back and up in what's called Adho Mukha Shavasana, the downward facing dog posture. Rest your head below your heart and continue Ujjayi breathing as you press more intelligently into the big toe mounds and little toe mounds, tilting the top of the pelvis forward like a cow or back like a cat, so you get good circulation as you're stretching out the calves and building strength in your upper body. From here, as you inhale, come into upward facing dog by shifting through the plank, letting either your knees come to the floor or your pelvis towards your thumbs, and try to lengthen the front of your body as you gently compress the back. Feel free to continue Ujjayi breathing and either keep your feet hips width apart or wider or narrower. As you cat-cow tilt the pelvis, try to get the energy flowing through your lower back, even as you compress it. An upward facing dog, the majority of the body weight is in the hands. So feel free to move the shoulders up and back and look up without kinking your neck or your back. On your next exhalation, reach your seat back towards your heels in what's called the child posture, Balasana. You're welcome to rest here with your knees together or apart. You don't have to bend your knees more than is comfortable. Try to stay within your comfort zone and explore the edge playfully. On your next inhale, come into plank. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale back to the child's posture. Please memorize this sequence. You can do it on your own, 4 postures in a row. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, child's posture. Please continue on your own for a few more repetitions to the rhythm of your breath. Try to let the length of your inhales and exhales to be equanimous. As a moving meditation, keep your attention focused on your body and what's happening as it's happening. One more time. Know that you can always rest in the child's pose whenever you want, for as long as you want. When you're ready for our second flow, kindly make your way to downward facing dog. As you inhale, lift the right leg up in the air behind you. And hold the down dog split for just 3 breaths. Noticing the stretch in your left calf. Feel free to keep the right hip parallel to the ground to build strength, or stack the hip to explore a stretch. If you ever feel a burning sensation when you're stretching, that's a sign to back off. On your next exhale, place the right foot in the front of your mat and put your left foot on a 45-degree angle. For Virabhadrasana 1, stack your shoulders over your pelvis as you attempt to bring the left hip forward and the right hip back, parallel to the front of your mat. Lift your arms up overhead and look at the thumbs with a gazing technique called drishti, where you're looking at the big picture, the entirety of your peripheral vision, but turning your attention inwards to observe what's happening in the mind. Yoga is defined as yogash chitta vritti nirodha, bringing the activities of the mind under control so they can be unafflicted. When your next exhalation comes, kindly come into Warrior 2, which is a longer stance. And attempt to keep the right knee over your heel with your hands slightly higher than the shoulders. So continue Ujjayi breathing. Press into the four corners of your feet for a firm foundation. Keeping the shoulders over the hips, make your arms strong. As you look over your right fingertips with drishti, try to maintain Ujjayi breathing, victorious breathing, even in the presence of obstacles. On your next inhale, go ahead and straighten the right leg and enter the triangle where you stack your arms somewhere over the right ankle. Look up to your left thumb. Try to maintain a firm foundation by tending to the feet, the legs, and the pelvis, so that you might be able to release some of the weight in your right hand to build strength in the right side of your spine. Take one more inhale. Point your drishti up into the thumb. Then exhale, come down to either the table posture or Chaturanga Dandasana, where you bend the elbows 90 degrees and maybe straighten the legs. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg behind you. And hold here for 3 Ujjayi breath cycles. Tend to the leg first and the pelvis. Once that's sorted out well enough, the spine, the arms, and the hands. Once that's sorted out well enough, the neck and the head, just allow your head to rest. With the sound of the Ujjayi breath at the back of your throat. Now exhale the left foot to the front of your mat, and the right foot on a 45-degree angle. And inhale up into Virabhadrasana 1. Once you arrive in the basic shape of the posture, tend to the pelvis, the legs, and the feet. Then the spine, the arms, and the hands. And lastly, the neck and the head with the Ujjayi breath and the gazing technique called drishti. So you exhale, come into Virabhadrasana 2, a longer stance. The hands slightly higher than the shoulders. And once again, fortify the legs, the pelvis, and the feet. The spine, the arms, and the hands. The head and the neck with the Ujjayi breath and the gazing technique. On your next inhale, enter the triangle, putting as much weight into the left hand for now. But once you have a firm foundation in the feet, legs, and pelvis, try strengthening the spine and the arms so you don't need to put weight in your left hand. Let the drishti, the gaze, up to the right thumb. When your next exhale comes, ride it like a wave either to the table posture or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Take as much time as you need to rest here and catch your breath. But when you're ready to build strength, stamina, and move in a meditative way, inhale the right leg up. And exhale it to the front of your mat. Inhale, Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, Triangle. And exhale to the table or Chaturanga. Inhale, Upward Facing Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. And exhale, step it to the front. Right foot on 45. Inhale to warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, table or chaturanga. Please memorize this. You can do it on your own in a moment to the rhythm of your breath. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. And exhale the right foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take it over on your own when you know it. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it to the front. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, triangle. Exhale to the table or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep going for just a few minutes more. A moving meditation. You can always rest in child's pose when you need to catch your breath. Take the time, finish the one you're on, and then maybe take yourself through one more with your eyes closed. Letting the breath and the movement come together as one, but let the breath lead the movement. When you're done, we'll all meet up lying down on our back. abdominal strengthening technique called Vinyāsa. Bring the opposite elbow to the knee. Just a minute. Continue Ujjayi breathing to the best of your ability. If you want to strengthen the abdominal muscles and the core muscles, then try not to let your shoulder blades touch the ground. 45 more seconds. If movement is disturbing to your back, feel free to hold the plank pose instead to build core strength. When you start to feel the burning sensation, this is when the strengthening really begins. See if you can feel the fire in an enjoyable way for 30 more seconds. Fifteen more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come into the bridge posture, placing your feet hips width apart, pushing down to lift up, and shrugging the shoulders gently towards the ears and toward each other. Push down into the feet, shoulders, so that you can catch your breath and optimally align the legs, the pelvis, the spine, the arms. And continue the Ujjayi breathing at the back of your neck with your drishti where it's most comfortable, usually along the plane of the nose, not at the nose. If you like the extra step of the upward bow, you can place your hands next to your ears and push up. 3 more breaths. When you come down, tuck your chin to your chest and try to lower your spine vertebra by vertebra. Come to a resting pose where you bend your knees, place one ankle next to the other. Or if it's comfortable, you can bring the soles of the feet together. Consider placing one hand above the navel and the other hand below the navel. Continue to follow the inhales and exhales as closely as you can. Pranayama is guiding the breath, not forcing it. So breathe however you need to breathe, and when you can, guide the breath to be long and gentle. In and out through the nostrils, with the whispering sound at the back of your throat. When you're ready for our third flow, gently bring the knees together and place your hands on your knees. Make circles with your knees this time, both clockwise and anti-clockwise. When you're working hard to build strength, balance, and flexibility, try to balance your effort with ease. Focus on the process rather than clinging to a specific outcome. And then kindly rock front to back and come back into the plank posture. If you bend your elbows 90 degrees here so the shoulders move forward, this is called chaturanga. Then you can inhale to upward facing dog and exhale back to downward facing dog. This time inhale the right leg as high as you can before and exhale the right foot to the front of your mat. The left foot under 45, inhale to warrior 1 and exhale to warrior 2. This time, inhale the right arm up and the left hand back in what's called the peaceful warrior. So you're experiencing a side stretch here on the right side. But if you can observe subtle sensations, you're also experiencing strengthening, a burning sensation here on the left side. Please don't stretch so much that you feel a burning sensation on the right side. You should back away from that. But feel free to put less weight on your left hand so you do experience the burning sensation of strengthening on the left side. On your next exhalation, go ahead and bring the right forearm to the right knee and stretch the left hand away from the left foot in the extended side angle, Uttita Parsvakonasana. Feel free to keep your forearm on the knee, stacked over the heel. And again, you can stretch more by reaching your fingertips further away from your foot, but not so much that it burns. Keep it gentle. If you want more strengthening on the right side, you can put less weight on the right hand, or you can bring the hand down. One more inhale here. And exhale. Now as you inhale, straighten the right leg and re-enter the triangle, putting as much weight as you want on the right hand or not at all. This ability to strengthen is brought to you by having your feet, legs, and pelvis optimally arranged so you get good circulation, so you don't need to put weight on the right hand. On your next inhale, come up into the star pose. And exhale, come to the front of your mat in what's called a mountain. From here, bend your knees and lift your arms up in what's called the chair, Asantasana. If you want to get low to build strength in your legs, just let your fingertips barely touch the mat and then lift them up. By keeping the knees more over the heels, it would be mainly a leg strengthener. But if you can back bend here, you can build strength in your bones by optimally compressing the lumbar and the thoracic spine. Feel free to tilt the top of your pelvis forward like a cow or back like a cat for good circulation. And lastly, with the drishti, look up to your thumbs as you inhale. On your exhale, go ahead and fold forward. What's called Uttanasana. Nice stretch for the legs. Put as much weight in your hands as you need. You don't need to put weight in the hands. The more you release the weight from the hands, the more you'll feel the stretch wherever it's tight in your legs and back. Here, rather than hanging back in your heels, try to keep your knees over your ankles to protect your hamstring attachments, and engage the quadriceps in the front of your thighs to release the hamstrings. On your next inhale, you can come up halfway, and then exhale to the table, or chaturanga, which is plank with the elbows bent. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, step the left foot forward, right foot on a 45. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Then inhale into the peaceful warrior. As you continue to enjoy your breathing, fortify your foundation with the feet, the legs, and the pelvis, optimally arranged. And then the spine, the arms, and the hands. So you might be feeling a burning sensation on the right side, but not the left. After the extended side angle, bring your forearm to the knee and the right hand away from the right foot. And careful not to collapse into the left shoulder. Keep good circulation through both arms. If you want, you can bring the hand down on the inside of the foot. One more inhale here. The drishti at the right palm, exhale. And then inhale, straighten your left leg and come into the triangle. With or without weight in your left hand. One more inhale here. And then with your exhale, put a slight bend in your knees so you can inhale up into the star, Tarasana. And exhale, return to the front of your mat. So please memorize this. You can do it on your own in a minute. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, table or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale the right foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, triangle. And then exhale, try to put no weight in the right hand. Inhale, star. Exhale, mountain. Take it over on your own when you know it. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, table. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, step it to the front. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, triangle. And then exhale, try to put no weight in your left hand. Inhale, star. Exhale, mountain. Take yourself through it a few more times to the rhythm of your Ujjayi breath as a moving meditation. When you notice yourself rushing, this isn't a failure, it's a success. Slow it down with the breath. A couple more times on each side with your eyes open or closed. As you come back to the mountain at the front of your mat, try to be still enough to observe the obvious and subtle sensations. And then as a warm down posture, please find your way to what's called Viparita Karani Mudra. Kindly rest your legs up against the wall or a chair. And position yourself so that your entire sacrum and pelvis can be firmly supported by either the mat or a blanket underneath you, so you can set up your body to where you can relax all of your muscles and let the long, gentle breath even itself out. Elevating your legs like this will help improve circulation and over time can strengthen the muscles in your arteries to improve blood flow to your feet. If you'd like a gentle stretch here in the hips to release some tension, scoot away from the wall or the chair a little bit and place the right ankle upon the left thigh close to the knee so that you can bend the left leg little by little. You keep the pelvis stationary and move the thigh. You'll feel a stretch here in some of the muscles on the outer right hip, such as the tensor fascia lata and the piriformis. Be gentle. You'll feel burning sensation, please back off. Feels like a sweet discomfort of a deep tissue release. And continue Ujjayi breathing and relax as much as you can. Feel free to rest between sides and switch at your leisure. The main way to increase or decrease the stretch here is not in the legs, but in the tilt of the pelvis. So if you tilt your pelvis like a cow by lifting the navel and lowering the tailbone, you can expect more of a stretch. And you can expect less if you draw the navel down towards the floor and lift the tailbone. When you're stretching deep tissues like this, gentleness means being very precise. Now for our final resting posture, feel free to remain with your legs against the wall or a chair upside down. This will likely mean that your feet will get tingly and cold by the end, but that's an investment that can help increase your circulation to your feet over time. If you'd rather move into a normal Shavasana for fun or relaxation, consider rolling over to one side and making a pit stop, what's called the Sphinx. This is a counter posture to Viparita Karani Mudra, where your elbows are underneath your shoulders, you're gently compressing the back, and lifting the chin away from the chest. Counter postures help move the energy back towards a state of balance. And for Shavasana, you're welcome to put a bolster or a blanket underneath your knees for improved lower back circulation, if you want. Set up your body so well that you can be still for about 10 minutes. Shavasana is not the end of a practice, rather it is another beginning. You can slowly steer your breath towards being longer, softer, and remain still for just 10 minutes. And based on much experience as well as scientific research, your cognitive and physical faculties will work 30 to 50% better. Consider Shavasana as an opportunity to rest your body and your mind. Try to make each breath a little longer than the one before it, a little gentler than the one before it, until you can let go of the breath. Just let it move on its own. You have a lot of thoughts, memories, expectations, desires racing through your mind. Let them be like clouds in the sky, and be the sky. Create the space where you can observe whatever's going on, rather than identifying with it or reacting to it. Create the space by resting your body so that you can choose a response to whatever's going on in harmony with your values. And then rest. attention, you return to your body and the breath, however they are. Know that you can slowly and gently lengthen the breath anytime you want. As is the breath, so is the mind. If you don't feel like moving, this is a good sign that you stayed in Shavasana long enough to receive the benefits I was talking about earlier. When you're ready to move on with the rest of your day, consider moving gently with the fingers, thumbs at first, and perhaps setting a precedent for how you might move by mindfully rolling over to one side and lifting up while focusing on the process rather than the destination. The practice of yoga is a process, concentrating your attention in the present moment to bring the activities of the mind under control so they're no longer afflicted. You can do this anytime, anywhere, any place, but it's nice to concentrate a few minutes every day to set your mind into a good space so that you can maintain it, presence of whatever comes up. Thank you for taking this time to practice with me. May your practice continue. Reverence. Namaste.